In the next 20 minutes, I will present you solution patterns for sustainable long-term strategy for data analytics. We have seen so many companies in the last years which are struggling with their data management. They're using modern front-end technologies like Power BI, Click, Tableau, or whatever, but having no sophisticated data warehouse in place. We have seen a lack of modeling industry standards like datavault or Kimball architecture, and the lack of prepare data for advanced analytics. Our suggestions to customers is based on 20 years experience in data warehousing and of course in the data automation space. Also, I have included case studies from well-known analysts and requirements from partners. The solution patterns shall be sustainable, long-term oriented, and creating low risk. The important named strategies we can suggest will be independence from technology, automation at all, highly educated people, and making the most of the time. Also very important, an installed business intelligence competence center. So let's go to the next page. So I start here with a survey from a well-known analyst or organization. It's called TDWI. Some of you maybe know this organization. They're worldwide, a very huge non-profit organization. The name is the Data Warehouse Institute. And the outcome of this survey is a very pretty new one. And I will show you now the 4 top data pain points. The first of it is it's about cloud data warehousing. The customers understand that cloud data warehousing can be very useful and they can have benefits out of that. But it triggers a lot of projects, and they don't know how to do it and how to solve this in a short time. The next is that return on investment on data lake houses is not really seen. And the third one, it's about data warehouse development is too resource intensive. This is something we have since 20 years. So this is very common. If you don't have data warehouse automation in place, you will have this problem. And the fourth one, it's about self-service reporting. Self-service reporting has turned into amateur hour. It's about that the customer have more and more reports, and there is more and more confusion. They pull out the data and store it in just in front-end technologies, in Excel or whatever, and have a mass of data because everybody can do it, and they don't know anymore which is the right reporting, which is the right indicator. Yeah, and this is an important one. So the next is from Gartner. Gartner is also a well-known analyst, maybe one of the largest one in the world, and they care about data technologies and those things. They ask the customers, when it comes to the future of your data warehouse, which frustrates you? It's the vendor lock. This means that there are too many dependencies to the vendors, and it's hard to change a vendor, because if you have the data warehouse, especially in the cloud, it's locked to do everything that they lock the customer, and this is what the customer don't like. It's about accessibility, availability of data. This means, if you don't have a holistic model of your data, where you have the possibility to find in the data catalog your data, and also if the ID is saving the data, you have always to call the ID that you get data out of that, and it's hard and sometimes difficult. The next one is the lack of development agility. Of course, companies have interesting agility methods like Scrum in place, for sure, but not automated. So it should have tools which support the agility of the life cycle of a data warehouse. And the last one is the ever-increasing technical depth. That means that if you have a data warehouse almost 10 years, you adapt it 100 times, and you have a long list to solve, and it's getting more complex even you jump on newer technology stack. So this is and it's going more and more complex too. So here we are. So let's clarify this page. In the horizontal, you find the top pain points, like you've seen before, in the pain points from the analysts and also from us. It's a switch to the cloud, data warehouse to resource intensive, the self-service BI, the vendor lock, the lack of development agility, the increasing technical depth, and the lack of modeling standards. Vertically, you see the solution patterns, and left side you can see the level where they occur. So we start with the first one. It's about the holistic data model. You should have this. It means you should have a flow chart, a data flow chart, which would be painted in a graphical manner, that everything you can see is connected, every entities, every relationship, and you have an overview of your whole business model and your data model of your company. And this holistic data model can be used by the business for modeling top-down, the key performance indicators. For the mid layer, I would say the business intelligence competence, the center, the analyst, the developer, and also if you have the last layer, the IT, which do the ingest of the data and all those things. And this solve, of course, many of the pain points: lack of development agility, increasing technical depth, lack of modeling standards. For sure. The next one is very important. You should have a data warehouse automation tool, which automates the design process, the whole life cycle, the development, and also the deployment. And this is going together with the first one for sure. And it solves the data warehouse resource intensive pain point and the lack of development agility, and for sure much more. The third one is the ability to generate code from the holistic data model to the next generation technology stack. So what does it mean? If you have a design of a data model, it should not only work of one single database. So it should also work, for example, in the Microsoft area, I would say. So if it support a SQL server on premise, it should also possible to use a technical stack on the cloud, without any changes. This is very important. You should not do a new design if you change the database. If you change, for example, also to Synapse, this is a pretty different one. So This is a very important thing you should look. This helps you to switch in the cloud much easier. This pain point, resource intensive, lack of development agility, and increasing technical debt. The next one is about that you should implement a business intelligence competence center. Yeah, so it must, if you're a smaller company, you don't have maybe the resources to have dedicated people. You can also have a virtual one, so that people of your controlling ID have a position in the competence center. And you should create processes, for sure, data governance things, and also training. So this is something you cannot solve only with a software. You have to establish good processes. The next one is about the data platform, which runs after subscription or contract ends. So it's about sustainability. That if you buy something and you create something, that when you're bound into a vendor that will cancel a subscription, that everything you have done runs without paying any subscription. Yeah, and this is very important. There, in the future, I think that more and more dependencies are coming to those things, and it's very important to look on that. Yeah, that you choose something, a solution or processes which support this solution pattern. Yeah, it's about here the vendor log, you see. And of course, you should not use a black box solution. Yeah, so it means there are many cloud data solutions around, and they help nicely to prepare your data for that and to put it somewhere. But you have not the possibility to do easily adaptations, and you can not work on the code level. And it's important that you have generated also code that you can use it afterwards. Yeah, if you don't use it, the solution anymore, and also that you can do your changes. And this help you in many of the pain points. Yeah, the vendor log, the increasing technical debt, and so on. So the next page is the same pain points. Yeah, and the next is that you should have a collaboration tool. You can do this also without tool, but it's much more complicated. We're speaking about tools here. This collaboration should help you that all people who are involved in the whole data modeling process. So it's also the business for the top-down modeling, for the key performance indicators. They can work in one environment. They give a handover to the BI competence center, and also through a seamless handover to the generated code, and that the people can work on each different things in one tool. And it's for sure possible that people are working from India, or people working from I don't know, Germany. The development is in India. The head office in US, and the company is, for example, in Germany. This should also work. Yeah. And yeah, the next one is the fast change approach. Yeah, it should be able that when you have new requirements from the business or from the IT, that you are able to make changes without big requirements paper, and to place the changes in one layer, and that the code is generated for each layer. So also for the front end, from the back end, from each view, you need it in a data warehouse approach. The next is about knowledge saving, a very important one. It should help you to document everything, not only on the code level, but only in a level that you can you have an easy handover when a new people arrive in your business intelligence competence center, or you want to add some people from outside, from external or consultancies. This will be very good. Next one, make sure that you have the copyrights. So this is an interesting one. We found out that in many of the terms of vendors, there is a lock. So if the software generates code and you cancel a subscription, you're not allowed to use the code to run on your environment. This is really weird, but it is. Yeah. So it's another one of the dependencies, and you have really to take care of that. So the last one is about data modeling turning to data warehouse back. This is what we see. So that there are around many possibilities with modern tools that you can pick up data very easily and create something, and there are created too many things outside of a central data warehouse, of a central holistic data model. And it's very, very important that you do your changes and your development on one central place. We would recommend you a holistic data model which contains everything, and from this point of view you can generate everything, the code and also the front end technologies, yeah, the layers there and the model there. Yeah, so that's it. The solution patterns, what we suggest to you. Of course, this is not what you can achieve in 1 year. You need a roadmap for that, and this is an example of a roadmap, what you can do. We have templates in place and consulting processes in our house that you are able to achieve such a strategy. Ask us or talk with our partners. So of course, we suggest you all of this to use the solution patterns and to look for a data warehouse automation technology. Thank you.